Welcome to Dunndark.
Ugh. So, I just recorded this for about a little over 20 minutes, and my computer crashed, and I lost the recording. So, that really sucks. Yeah. So, the next little part isn't going to be blind, which is really too bad, but there's nothing I can really do about it. There's going to be a little bit of nudity, so if you're at work, maybe watch a different video or something, I don't know, or if your boss cares, whatever. Anyways, I had this nice long intro about how, hey, it's episode 43, and I've done this, the Let's Play is 20 and a half hours long, isn't that cool? That's like so much shorter than my 35-hour game time, because I left the game on. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I've been sick, that's why there hasn't been very many uploads, yada yada. I went over my last few videos. I realized the reason why the timelines are so different from not just answering a call is that their call from Kurisu gets them to leave the building earlier so they don't get captured, and then the firefight happens and all that. So yeah, that's why it's so different. Anyways, we're back to Maho here. We're in the hotel. It's not a hotel. We're actually in Ferris's apartment here. See, I know that because I already played this, and she's in Ferris's bath. Yeah, that's it. They had a bad time, and now she's taking a little rest. Maho was sinking into a warm bathtub. She could finally feel blood flowing through her body again. The heat melted the tension away from her muscles. Her injured hand hurt a little, but it wasn't unbearable. Wow, it's like I've read this before. She felt like she'd come back to life. Once the sun had set, Maho and Rintaro had gone to Ferris, the cat-eared maid of the May Queen Yan Squared, for help. Wow, it's amazing, I already knew that. Ferris's home was at the top of a high-rise condo building on prime Okabe real estate. From a security perspective, it was superior to the Future Gadget Lab in every way imaginable. Whoa, that's crazy. Ferris welcomed the two of them, offering them food and a place to sleep and a bath, apparently. And now she'd even offer them a bath. Who would have guessed? I'm a little pissed off about losing my recording, as you might be able to tell. Maho was a little worried about Itaru Hashida, Daru. He had insisted on staying to wait for his younger sister, Suzuha, who Maho should know isn't his younger sister, but actually his daughter from the future, because we explained all that, I thought. Anyways, and remained alone at the Future Gadget Lab. Fun fact, he does find Suzu. I know that because I already played this. More than an hour had passed since then. Had Rintaro heard anything? It's not really a spoiler though, I mean, it's fine. And even if they'd moved, that didn't really mean the place was safe. The group from the afternoon could attack at any time. The people with the guns and everything. They could attack them. That would be bad. She couldn't help but feel nervous. And that made her feel terrified and vulnerable as she sat naked in the bath. She got out of the bath and hurried to the changing room to wipe herself down. Oh yeah, isn't it cool how they're in the Ferris apartment just like in the previous ending? Isn't that kind of cool? They did the same thing, but different. Butterfly effect. Yeah. She tried to put on the change of underwear Ferris had given her. .. But she's too tired. Oh, there's my nudity warning. And her hands started to shake. Then her knees buckled, and she fell to the ground.
極度の緊張とそこからの急激な緩和で一時的にひどい筋弛緩が起こってる。
Basically, she was full of adrenaline because she was being shot at. And now she's relaxing, and her body is like really relaxed, and she doesn't feel like putting her underwear and stuff on. Yeah, there you go. I mean, understandable. She tried to stay calm by analyzing herself, but that didn't mean she could do anything but lie down.
これはまずいわ。
Alarm bells were going off in her head. She just about given up knowing that it would pass with time when Ferris popped her head in.
マホニャお湯加減は。にゃー
Now you get to enjoy Ferris's voice acting. It's excellent. Ferris screamed and started to panic when she saw Maho naked and lying on the floor. In my original playthrough, I made a comment about how if you find someone lying naked on your bathroom floor, that's generally a bad thing. Maho's voice was so weak that Ferris didn't even hear her. Ferris tried to pick up the naked Maho, then slipped and dropped her, giving her a concussion pretty much. Yeah, it's not good for Maho. Maho hit the back of her head on the floor. She saw little stars dancing across her field of vision. Yeah, okay. If you find someone naked on on your bathroom floor, just lying on the floor, don't drop their head on the floor. That's bad, okay? That brings you from bad to worse. Just gonna say that. Sprawling naked on the floor, face up, Maho tried to force herself to stand, but her arms were too weak. But Ferris wasn't listening. For some reason, she decided to reach around Maho from behind and try to drag her up yet again. And then Rintaro must have heard Ferris' scream because he too ran in. Huh, isn't that funny? It's funny because he's a boy and he's running in and Maho's not wearing any clothing. See, it's embarrassing. Yeah. You see, normally Maho would scream, but because she's exhausted, all that came out was a tiny whimper. Like when Okabe goes into the bathroom, she's supposed to be all like Kia or something, That's like what you do. Yeah, now he has to go on an apology tour. Taro lowered its head deeply towards Maho as she lay on the bed. See? Wow, someone acting reasonable. I thought you were supposed to, slap him or something. You're supposed to go baka 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 and then give him a big slap in the face. But she still couldn't bear to look him in the face. Just remembering the despair and embarrassment she felt when he saw her naked body made her want to bury her head in a pillow and flail her legs back and forth, which if you think about it, looks ridiculous. To make matters worse, she hadn't been able to stand up after that, and Rintaro had been forced to carry her onto the bed. So basically, he had to lift her because clearly somebody drops people on the floor when they try to help them up. She'd never been touched by a boy before, and so it was only today that she realized how rugged his male arms were. I made a little point in the initial Let's Play that in the narration here, she comes on a little strong. Just a little. Being carried was extremely uncomfortable, to the point where she squirmed around and almost slipped out of his arms. Yeah, maybe don't squirm around or your head will get dropped on the floor again. Like a certain someone did when they were carrying you. So she had no choice but to curl herself into a ball and let Rintaro do whatever he wanted with her, which made her feel so strange. Oh my gosh. Maho, you're being a little obvious here. And now she couldn't even bear to look him in the face. So embarrassing. Ferris was sitting next to Rintaro, feet under her knees, with her shoulders slumped.
いいのよ。むしろ驚かせてしまってごめんなさい。
体は平気なのか？病院に行かなくても。
Why does everyone love Rintaro so much?
強い緊張が続いていたから、その反動が来ただけ。もう少し休めば回復すると思う。
I mean, like, you could ask that about, like, any harem protagonist. But, I mean, you could argue in the first game it's because of his crazy bravado as, you know, Hoen Kyoma, and, you know, he has this amazing personality. But, like, in this game, he's just sad. So, I mean, like, what's the appeal? I thought girls love Hoen Kyoma or whatever.
心配かけてしまったわね。みっともないわ。
And a certain guy.
みっともないもんか。今日みたいなことに巻き込まれれば誰だって怖い。具合だって悪くもなる。
Maybe he has other aspects of his personality that people find appealing.
あなたでも怖い？
ああ。
そう。
今夜はもう休むといいにゃ。事件のこととか、これからどうするかとか、難しい話は元気になってから考えるといいにゃ。
そうね。ええ、そうするわ。ありがとう。
And then she goes to sleep. Maho closed her eyes. The lights went out, and Rintaro and Ferris left the room. 3 dots. She lay on the bed and tried not to think about anything. She could hear the pounding of her heart. It would get louder, then softer. The rhythm was very strange. It seems very regular in the audio here, so, I mean, I don't know what they're talking about. And she could hear a kind of static noise mixed in with her heartbeat, like a broken TV. Was it exhaustion-induced tinnitus? Whatever it was, once she noticed it, she couldn't sleep. I wonder, is she, like, remembering somehow, like, the staticky brainwashing stuff from the first ending? But then I realized, this isn't, like, 999 or whatever. They don't have the morphogenetic field to, like, spread memories across timelines like that. It's not how reading Steiner works.
そういえば、岡部さんが精神安定剤を服用しているって言ってたわね。
She wasn't supposed to do this, but if she looked at the ingredients, she could tell what medications had what effect. Should she take a look and have her lend him some? If it wasn't possible, she could at least get some OTC antihistamines used as a sleep aid. Yeah, like, you know, you take some Benadryl and you fall asleep. That's how it works. And you don't have allergies. It's great, you know? It's a person who gets allergies. I understand. She turned over.
大声を出さないで。言うことを聞いて。さもないと命はない。
This totally isn't a dream. I would know this because I've played it. Suddenly, she heard a voice break through the unpleasant noise. She gulped and leapt out of the bed. Terror-stricken, Maho tried to crawl to the door, but her legs wouldn't move like she wanted to. She couldn't stand up. Can't wake up. Wake me up inside. The voice in her ears followed her wherever she went. It was like a wild animal toying with its prey. All the hairs on her body were standing up on end. Her jaw was chattering so hard she bit her tongue. She desperately crawled across the carpet and towards the door.
一人殺してみせればいい。
やめて。やだ。やだ。
Boom. Rip. I guess she died. Can't wake up. She woke up to find herself being violently shaken by her shoulders. Hey! Isn't that funny? It was a dream. She looked around the room, panting. It was a PTSD-induced nightmare. She was in her bed, and Rintaro was looking down at her. Her whole body was sweaty and she felt sick. There was a burning sensation deep in her stomach.
どうした？
誰かがここに。
Taro looked around. Ferris came a moment later, as well as the older man who was her butler. But they were simply standing at the entrance of the room, concerned.
きっと悪い夢を見たんだ。
I want Okabe's stubble. Maybe that's why all the girls like it. It's the stubble. You know, that's the real appeal there. The antique clock on the shelf had said at some point that it had gotten past 1 a.m. She must have slept for hours without realizing it.
そうね。夢だったみたい。
She took a painful breath and wiped the sweat off her forehead without realizing she sounded just like a little child. She sent Ferris and the butler back to their rooms. Rentaro brought her a towel from the washroom.
ひどい汗だ。拭いた方がいい。
She did as he said and wiped the beads of sweat off her face, chest, and limbs. As she was deciding whether or not to wipe off the inside of her pajamas, Rentaro took the hint and turned around.
俺も自分の部屋に戻るから、何かあったらいつでも声をかけてくれ。
This part's really cute.
ん？
橋田さんは
She doesn't want him to leave.
あ、さっき連絡が来たよ。鈴葉とも合流したって。
Oh wow, he met up with Suzuha. That's great, I never would have guessed that.
そう。
But yeah,
それじゃあ。
it's nice. It's good he found Suzuha. Rentaro was about to leave her bedside. But Maho, and she couldn't believe she was doing this, reached out and grabbed the hem of his shirt without thinking.
お願い。少しだけでいいから、ここにいて。
ひやちょうさん。
一人にしないで。
Maho was surprised by the words she was saying. But the thought of spending this terrible night all by herself was too much for her. Rentaro must have understood how she felt, because he nodded without smiling.
わかった。眠るまで一緒にいるよ。
ありがとう。わがまま言ってごめんなさ
い。いや、いいんだ。どうせ俺もなかなか寝つけなかったし。後ろ向いてるから汗だけはちゃんと拭くといい。
ええ。
While Rentaro stared back at the door, she took off her pajamas and wiped the thick layer of sweat that covered her whole body, wiped it all off. She tried to put her pajamas back on again, but they were too drenched for her to want to wear them. She had no choice but to dive back under the covers with nothing but her underwear and bring her comforter way up above her chest. So yeah, she's under the blankets. Which is fine, you know.
もういいわ。
Amidst the dim glow of the nightlight, Rintaro brought a chair to the side of the bed and sat down.
ここで見張ってるから何も怖がらなくていい。これなら安心だろ。
That is nice of Rintaro.
不安か？
うん。大丈夫。
Maho's face felt hot from some feeling that she didn't understand. She sank deeper under the blanket and turned away from Rintaro. She softly closed her eyes. She could feel his presence behind her. The two of them stopped talking, and the only noise was the distant sounds of night coming from beyond the curtain. Okay, 3 dots. How long did they spend like that? Just as she was about to fall into a light sleep, she heard a soft voice in her ears.
ヒヤジョンさん、まだ起きてるか？
ええ。
She felt herself waking up again. She opened her eyes and turned back towards Rintaro, only to see him staring towards the window. It was as if he was trying to see some sight that lay beyond it. His profile is so handsome. For some reason, that was the thought that came to her. Oh my gosh, this narration.
どうかしたの？
Has to be the stubble. Rintaro seemed unwilling to talk, so Maho decided to speak first. He swallowed loudly.
本当はずっと言おうと思ってた。
I always try not to swallow too loudly in my videos. Sometimes I go through and try to edit it all out. That's a little insecurity of mine. Fun fact. Okay. Anyways, this is about where my video crashed last time, like where my recording crashed. So, I shouldn't know really that much beyond this point. We're back to blind, which is good.
けど勇気がなかった。すまない。
He wanted to tell her about presumably the whole first game, events.
何のこと？
俺は一つだけ君に重大なことを隠している。
He's talking really slowly here. But yeah, what is the one thing? What could it be? I think we know this already. But I'm just forgetting. Maho leaned forward, not caring that he might see her chest.
さっき話したよな。別の世界線のことや。
Oh, that thing, yeah.
そこで出会った
The
ク
flashback
リス
thing.
のこと。タイムマシンやタイムリープのこと。
Right, but he didn't tell her about how Kurisu died. Right. Is he gonna tell her about that?
ええ。
He didn't even tell her in the other world line. Or timeline, or whatever. The other ending. That's what I should call it. The other ending.
クリスとその父親のことも。
ええ。
あの時本当はもう一つ言わなきゃいけないことがあったんだ。でもどうしても言い出せなかった。
His head was slumping forward in the chair. Maho waited silently for his next words. Remember, before this, like, in the same day, it's been a long day for them, or night, or whatever. Earlier that day, they had gone to, the radio building where Kurisu had died and all that, and talked about how stuff, but Okabe was being a little cagey about it for obvious reasons. Despite the late hour, she heard a helicopter in the distance. For some reason, it seemed really loud, despite being in the distance. She hadn't seen the news, but it was still possible that the media was still talking about the gun battle that had taken place this afternoon.
これは君にだけは絶対に話すべきことだったのに。
When he finally spoke, his expression was unlike any look she'd ever seen on his face before. It was pained, sad, and suffering, like someone at the bottom of a deep, dark place. And yet, there was something in his eyes that hinted at incredible self-hatred and rage.
岡部さん。
Suddenly, her chest felt like it was about to burst from pain. She didn't know where the pain was coming from, but she wanted Rintaro to stop looking like that.
あの日ラジカンでクリスを
His hands were forming some kind of shape, like he was holding an invisible knife.
クリスを殺したのは
もういいわ。
Enough of that. She screamed, unable to take it anymore. She rolled out of bed, forgetting how she was dressed, and covered Rintaro's hands with her own.
いいの、もういい。それ以上言わなくていいから。私はあなたを信じているわ。だから話さなくていい。いつかその時が来たら嫌でも聞かせてもらうことになると思う。でもそれは今じゃない。
She saw he was in too much pain.
その時が来るまでは口をつぐんでおきなさい。
She strengthened her grip and forced him to let go of the invisible knife. Rintaro nodded without saying another word. They simply stared at each other for a while. Maho couldn't look away from his gaze. It was as if he was clinging to something, or wandering in search of salvation. Sneeze. She sneezed. Sorry.
風邪ひくぞ。
You're going to catch cold. And then, it was only then that she realized she was holding Ritaro's hands while wearing next to nothing. Ritaro looked a little embarrassed.
ごめんなさい。
She quickly jumped back in the blankets. She curled up in a ball and tore her hair, screaming inside her mind. She let a boy see her naked not once, but twice.
私今度こそもう寝るわ。
For real this time. Yeah, poor Okabe.
邪魔して悪かった。
邪魔だなんて思ってないわよ。でもさっきの話はこの場限りにしていい？いい？
あ、ありがとう、ヒヤジョーさん。
Aw. He doesn't have to talk about it.
お礼なんて言われる筋合いはないわ。それじゃあおやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
The room got quiet again. The adrenaline rush kept Maho awake. After a while, she heard snores coming from Ritaro's direction. Evidently, he had fallen asleep, so I guess he's the one who fell asleep first, despite being in a chair. He must have been tired. He went through the same attack Maho did. Of course he was tired. His breathing wasn't peaceful at all. It was pained. He might have been in the grip of some terrible nightmare. Maho hesitated several times, but she turned over and stretched out her hand from the blankets. She softly touched the backside of his hand. She felt its warmth over her fingertips.
クリスはあなたのことをなんて呼んでいたのかしら。
What did Kurisu call you? think she called you Babaka. Sorry. Okay. Side note, can we talk about this? Okay, why is there a creepy painting of, like, a swamp, like, just looming over the bed? I mean, I don't know. I feel like that doesn't help the vibe, you know?
岡部さんそれとも凛太郎だったのかな
Oh, did she call him Okabe, or did she call him Rintaro? She didn't know, but it didn't matter. Yeah, I'm the one that's supposed to nitpick the whole game. You don't have to be like, oh, what did she call him, you know? Nah,
しっかりしなさい
it's okay.
岡部凛太郎
You can nitpick all you want.
この私が好きになった人はそんなに弱い男だったわけ
Aww. She tried to think about how Krisu would say those words. And eventually, Rintaro's breathing started to seem more peaceful. Relieved, she let go. Then, she changed her mind and grabbed the hem of his shirt again. She felt embarrassed, as if she was a little kid, but at the same time she felt now she might not have any more nightmares. But at the same time she felt like now she might not have any more nightmares. I can't read. Okay, that night, for the first time in a long time, she was dreaming of a smiling Krisu. Okay. Cool. Neato. Okay, I'm gonna cut that off there. I thought there'd be music playing right now, but oh well, that's good too. Yeah, there's a sad scene with Okabe there. I'm glad my recording didn't crash this time. That makes me happy. You would know this because you're listening. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please and you stay to the end. If you leave a comment, I will read it and respond. Because I mean, I might take a few days to get to it, but I will respond. So feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time.